Here's how to install and wire up the Adventure King's flush mount LED work lights using a King's plug and play smart wiring harness into your ute tub rack so that you can turn them on at a flick of a switch. For this install, you'll need the flush mount LED work lights, a King's plug and play smart wiring harness, an inline waterproof fuse holder with a 5 amp fuse, some connectors and terminals for the wiring, the heat gun or a lighter, a set of pliers, a shifter or spanner, and to custom mount the switch somewhere like we're going to do. You'll also need a drill and a file. First, mount the lights into the ute tub rack with the supplied mounting hardware. And then lay out your smart wiring harness. The harness is designed to operate a set of driving lights only when the vehicle's high beams are on. But in this instance, we want the lights to be controlled solely by the switch. So we're going to remove the high beam trigger section of the wiring harness altogether. Locate the bag with these two headlight adapters. We're going to use this one that has the 2 wires going into it, and then use pliers to snip the red and black wires before the first black plug. We're going to run these wires directly to the positive and negative of the battery. But first we need to add a fuse on the red positive cable. To make this job easy, we're using these clever solder splice connectors. Strip approximately 5mm of insulation away from both of the wires you want to join. Then slide the splice connector over the top of one of the wires and give both wires a good mechanical connection by twisting them together tightly. Finally, add heat with a heat gun or a lighter and the connection is done. We've extended out the black wire to roughly the same length as the inline fuse we've added into the red wire. Add ring terminals to both of these wires and that's the harness modification done. Now we're going to install the switch into the top of the battery box. So if you're going to do the same, first mark out the position and the size of the switch, then drill a series of holes along all 4 lines, and finally finish it off with a file for a neat fit. Remember to note which coloured wires go to which terminals on the switch, then fit the switch and the wiring. Next, remove the fuses from the harness's fuse holder and also the fuse holder that you've just added, and you can then connect the harness directly to the battery. There's 2 connections for both the positive and the negative posts on the battery. We're almost there. The next step is to simply plug the double adapter in, taking your time to neatly secure it in place with cable ties so it doesn't hang free or risk getting caught on anything. Then connect to the back of the harness. Finally, spend some time neatening up the wiring with cable ties and refit both fuses and you're done. Just make sure that you put the 5 amp fuse in the new fuse holder that you've just added and the 25 amp fuse into the wiring harness's fuse holder. Don't switch them around or the 5 amp fuse will blow as soon as you go to use your lights. Want to know how to use the King Smart wiring harness to wire the flush mount LED work lights as reverse lights that come on when you put your vehicle in reverse? Then go ahead and check out that video on the top right corner for a clear step-by-step guide.